Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Mapula Razwinani. I am a postdoctoral research fellow at Durban University of Technology and the Technology Transfer and Innovation Department. I am a biomedical scientist. I hold a DTech, which is equivalent to PhD in biomedical technology, and also its MTech. So I specialize more in tissue engineering and regenerative medicine of bone, wound, and cartilage regeneration using medicinal plants as growth factor and also using normal growth factor. I usually work more on cell culture stem cells. Thank you, Meg. I think firstly I will start by, there is a question that I didn't answer on what motivates me to do this research. It all started, I think, when I was at varsity, and then being exposed or be surrounded by traditional healer, and as a parent with my mom, and observing how she's using medicinal plants to treat virus infection, and observing how are visiting traditional system as a method of care. So I become more curious and wanted to understand and wanted to analyze the activity that is giving these plants the ability to treat different disease. But in my case, because I was a tissue engineer profession, I decided to look on plants that are related to my field of study. So that's what really motivates me to dwell into medicinal plants for wound healing, because it's part and parcel of what I always looking for and wanted solution for. So basically, what happened is in South Africa, we are faced with high rates or burden of people suffering from burn wound due to it can be due to car accidents sometimes, and also it can be due to the fact that now we are facing load shedding, and most people at the moment are using alternative like gas stove, like charcoal. So according to the DC Attorney website, we have almost 3.2% of population annually that are affected by burn. And this also leads to mobility and mortality rates becoming high every year. I don't know about this year whether the rate has increased or not. And in 2018, the World Health Organization indicated that an estimate of 180,000 deaths every year are initiated by burn. So you can see that there is a lot and more death that is occurring due to burn, and whatever treatment that is available there is not, it doesn't allow. Remember, when a person is burned, the wound will have a bit of more moisture because of the water that is formed, and also at the same time, what they use in most cases is synthetic chemicals, and those chemicals at the end of the day, some of them you become reactive towards that, and they cause more infection, and at the end of the day you don't get proper healed, and you end up having a scar present on your skin. So what drive me to look into plants that I can make a bandage up and have its ability to not only absorb moisture and leave enough moisture that is needed, and also at the same time has what we call antimicrobial activity, meaning that it will be able to absorb the bacteria that is present in your wound. And not only will it do that, it needs to have the ability to regenerate your skin, because remember, your skin is torn. So it need to regenerate it and make sure that it heals also the scar so that you will have a proper skin without having a scar in. So I only look at particular plants, not all plants. So I did lots of vigorous research on the material, and then I do more of plant activity research to look at if these plants has this particular type of activity. And I also at the same time, because I was validating and at the same time improving, making sure that it's under the right dosage. And at the same time, so while I have validate, I now have to, I improve the way traditionally use this plant. So I do a different kind of method to improve on its healing activity. But I also did I also add extraction process in between, because when you have wound pain and you go to traditional healer, they just crush it and paste it as it is. So I did extraction. Then after I embedded the material with natural polymers like your gelatin and your jelly. So I still have other assays that I need to do to validate its effect, to validate its activity. Then after I've done all that, that's when I will be able now to say, okay, fine, this hydrocolloid dressing that I have prepared, it got this activity, it's got this, it can reduce bacterial that you find when you have wounds that are infected, like Staphylococcus aureus, like your E. coli, it can inhibit them, and also it got a skin regenerative property. And then I'm going to embed it to the bandage, make it look like elastoplast, but it will have different size based on what type of wound and what size we want it to be used for. So at this point, it's still under research and development. So with the fund I received from the L'Oreal UNESCO, I will be able to do a lot of R&D from this and have a tangible a hydrocolloid dressing. And then I will have to find another fund to run for preclinical trial, which they in small animals, and then go again to clinical trial. This on its own, it can take years. I'm hoping, because of the funding I received from the L'Oreal UNESCO for Women in Science, I will be able to run this, because already some of the work I've already started. So I will have the first phase of R&D and data within, I'm sure, within 12 months. But then the clinical trial, because that's on its own, the preclinical is, it needs a chunk of fund, which I'll still need to apply and see if I can get funding for it to go through before I can have a proper bandage approved by SAPRA, and also being able to have it at the hospital. So it might take close to 3 years if I'm able to get funding for the preclinical, because the development stage, the feasibility stage is what I'm busy with it at the moment. L'Oreal, I have applied for L'Oreal when I was doing my PhD, and unfortunately I didn't get it. And then my supervisor is the one who said, hey, there is L'Oreal call out, apply. Then I apply. I didn't get it. And then I was like, I didn't get it. I'm not going to apply anymore. So when the call came out again, that time I was just starting my postdoctoral research. And she said, apply again. I was like, I'm not applying. L'Oreal doesn't respond. Then I apply and I didn't get it. Then this last year call, when it came out, I got an email that we have noticed you are applying more, so we would like for you to try again this year. And my supervisor keep pushing and say, apply again this year. I'm like, no, I'm no longer applying. This is, I don't know. This is like, I'm just getting rejection throughout. And then I said, okay, fine, I will apply. And then luckily, L'Oreal hosted a workshop. That workshop really assist, and the fact that I was also busy with reporting, writing a progress report for big grant. I had an idea on how to put my time schedule, my budgeting, motivating it, and then at the end I finally got the L'Oreal. So I was excited. I was over the moon. I was too much. Like the way I screamed the day when I received a call and I was told not to tell anyone. Yeah.